Jacksonville! All right. Would you please welcome Molly Hatchet?
In today's episode of The Gatekeeper, we are privileged to speak to a gentleman, Keith, that you know quite well. He actually was with another band, and he was their drum tech. And he can share a lot of stories, very interesting little anecdotal stories. Keith, why don't you tell us all about this?
Talking about a great person. I've known this guy for 42 years. That's a long time. Okay, and being out on the road with this gentleman and the rest of his organization was fantastic. We were busting curtains for the Outlaws. And today we have a good friend of mine who is drum tech, Mr. Jim Paterson. And Jim, you were out on the road with the Outlaws and Molly Hatchet. We had some fun times together.
Do you remember us duct taping you up? Like
Yes.
us putting you out on the stage in the middle of the Molly Hatchet's Flirting with Disaster and had to be cut out of the duct tape?
well, you guys, you picked me up and, I wasn't really into being, duct taped, wasn't my most favorite thing to do in my life, and then you guys picked me up and carried me on stage and dropped me in front of the guys in Hatchet, and Molly Hatchet did the same thing to me when you guys were on the stage and threw me on your stage, those are the little things that make touring with people that you know for a long time a fun thing to do, because as I've explained in the past, you get bored.
It was all about breaking up the monotony of the touring, because people think the touring was all glamorous and all of that, and you saw the inside of a venue, the inside of a bus, and the inside of a hotel room, and that was pretty much it.
You spent basically more time with Hatchet than with any other band during those tours. Can you share a little bit of information about those tours?
It was like the early days. I remember hearing about the Hatchets. I never heard their music before. And it was kind of like Leonard Skinner did with the Outlaws. And we did with the Hatchets, kind of put them up underneath our wings, showed them the ropes, and it went from there.
Now, you were a drum tech by trade. Any pointers did you give Bruce back then? I mean, because obviously you were already out. You were the seasoned veterans.
Bruce and I got along immediately. I mean, we became the best of friends, actually. Bruce was the best man at my wedding. Yeah, great drummer. He was fun to watch, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Ron, you asked Jim about how Hatchet and the Outlaws got together. Well, with us being the rookies out on the road, and these guys, could teach us a lot of how to handle the road, starting from early 1979. Molly Hatchet, the band, got to be real good friends with the Outlaws, Huey and Billy and Freddie Salem. I mean, I talk to Freddie Salem, every other month. Like I've said, it's a camaraderie when you're out on the road with these guys for so long.
Our era of the music industry was a brotherhood. It wasn't, today it's corporate. Back then, yeah, you were brothers. You were part of the band, just like Keith. I mean, it was the best of times to be into the music business.
Well, Ron, with that being said, stand by for the next episode of our conversation with Jim Paterson, former drum technician for the Outlaws. So from Studio 1J in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida, stand by.
All right.